Welcome to the latest Motley Fool scoreboard. I'm on in Chalk Blue, and we've got longtime fools Lou Whiteman and Dan Kaplinger giving a 1 to 10 rating to a top 10 stock in the primary Hidden Gems database. It's Amphenol, ticker symbol APH. Rate the strength of Amphenol's business first, including factors like industry and competition. A 10 is invincible. A 1 is hopeless. Lou's at a 7. Dan, you're at an 8.
Yeah, just to set aside any confusion up front, Amphenol is not a competitor to Tylenol. It makes connectors, sensors, antennas, and similar products for technological systems, especially with related to connectivity. We've seen such a rise in the need for quick, high-speed broadband connectivity in technology. It's a huge growth business right now, will be for a long time, and I'm particularly excited because Amphenol has products that are good for space-based applications. They've got radiation-hardened components that will stand up to those tough environments, and that's increasingly important right now.
Yeah. No, it's a kudos to this is why we need databases, right? Because sometimes the best companies are hiding in plain sight. This is not a well-known company, but a really, really well-run company. It's kind of become a picks and shovel AI play due to the need for high-speed fiber and copper internet connects. But, that's neat. But as Dan said, the strength of this business is the bread and butter aerospace and automation units. They have position on defense and aerospace program where once established are really hard to replace with other vendors. You don't just rip that out and replace it. That's a bit of a moat. It's also been an M&A play over the years. That's a lot of risks with a serial acquirer, but if done well, it's a great growth creator, and they have a great track record.
For management, a 10 is Warren Buffett, a 1 is Homer Simpson. Both of you have 8, Stan.
Yeah, you've got a long-tenured CEO in Adam Norwit. He's been at the top since 2008. He's got a good background. He's got both legal training and business training, gives you kind of dual exposure at the top, being able to run a business effectively. And Norwit's done a great job keeping Amphenol growing, particularly recently. When you have so many favorable trends at your back, it can be tempting just to kind of ride the wind, but he's actually pushed Amphenol to take maximum advantage of it, and it shows in the company's performance.
Yeah, what Dan said. A strong hands-off, decentralized structure, letting the product experts run the products. He's more of a big-picture manager, and it really works here. That is the formula here. It's almost a private equity formula. It works great. No complaints.
For financials, a 10 is a fortress, a 1 is yikes. Both of you have 7, Stan.
Yeah, we've seen lots of growth at Amphenol. There's been a lot of that growth has stemmed from a smart merger and acquisition strategy that Norwit has been executing well. As a result of that, we've had rising debt levels, which kind of caps where I'm going to put my financial score. But Amphenol also generating rising amounts of free cash flow to help maintain that debt. So I don't have any real debt concerns about the company being able to manage that effectively.
Yeah. Again, what Dan said, net leverage still less than 1x earnings. So if we're still okay, it's not like a scary story. But yes, they do use debt. Free cash flow, about 97% of net income. That speaks to their ability to generate cash. Look, a 52% dividend hike in October. We like to see that. With scale, there are opportunities to boost profitability over time and further take care of the debt. Also keep the M&A engine growing. No complaints.
Lou, let's talk valuation. How well will Amphenol stock do over the next 5 years? How safe is it? Keeping in mind a 10 is a sure thing, a 1 is a lottery ticket.
So I'm at 10 to 15%, which is beating the market. The AI part here, I don't know if that's sustainable just because I do think there's a lot of froth around companies that could be identified as picks and shovels. But, there's so much to this business beyond that makes sense. There's a good argument for this to be a long-term market beater. I'm there for safety. I'm going to ding them as a serial acquirer, but they are an important part of a lot of businesses. So is 6.
And I went with my standard 5 to 10%, but I would have been definitely at the higher end of that. And I think that I would be higher still, except for the fact that shares prices have more than doubled just since April. So we're starting at this point from a relatively high point. Also, I think that there's some exposure to cyclical slowdowns, which is why I give it a safety score of 7. If customers slow down their capital spending, it could have an impact on Amphenol's business. But at least for now, all signs point toward those capital budgets at those big adopters staying at sustained higher levels, at least for the foreseeable future.
Thanks to both Dan and to Lou. They've given Amphenol a solid overall score of 7.1 out of 10 with no top-its. Look out for a new scoreboard every market day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next up is Eaton. Till then, Fool on.
I messed that up, so we'll just sorry, Mike.